Hi, it's me, Maria, and today I want to give you a little insight into the BET network brand. African Americans have been struggling to find their exact role in America since the ending of slavery. It seems as though television producers and writers had everyone else's role figured out except for the black community. The birth of BET Network in 1980 by Robert L. Johnson began to target the African American interest. According to Britannica Encyclopedia, music videos were an early staple of BET programming, as were shows that targeted a youthful audience, but the network broadened its focus to include political and issue oriented programs, comedy showcases, talk shows, and sports. The television show The Game gives insight into the issues that black athletes experience off the field and how it sometimes affects their performance on the field. The show first aired on the CW network in 2006. However, it has become the number one show on BET. The original cast included Tia Mowry Hardrick, Pooch Hall, Brittany Daniel, Kobe Bell, Wendy Raquel Robinson, and Hosea Sanchez. The original storyline surrounded Tia and Pooch, whose characters were Melanie and Derwin. Mel was a medical student whose dreams were to attend Johns Hopkins Medical School, but she gave up that dream when her boyfriend entered the NFL with the San Diego Sabres in California. The show was canceled after the third season, but there were so many outcries from the African American community. After 2 years of fighting, BET picked up the show. Brittany Daniel left the show after the third season. Tia and Pooch announced their departure after the fifth season, forcing the dynamic of the show to change. Season 6 new cast includes Wendy, Hosea, and Kobe from the last season, with the addition of Lauren London, Brandy, and Jay Ellis. This show gives so many different images of black people and scenarios with possible solutions with not so great choices sometimes if you ever face these kinds of situations. Let's Stay Together is a show that portrays two African American families and how they live their lives. BET was criticized in the past for portraying negative images of African Americans. This show eliminates the negative stereotypes of the broken black family. There are two married couples, one with two children and the other with no children. It shows how they handle adversity and always manage to put their differences aside in order to stay together. Now, I thought the concept for this show was a great idea when Kevin Hart first mentioned it on the 2011 BET Awards. Kevin Hart wanted to make fun of the Real Housewives reality series that aired on the Bravo network. Even though all of the actors are real husbands of women in Hollywood, the entire show is scripted. This is the first ever scripted reality show. When it first aired, there was much confusion of the authenticity because every character played themselves. However, if you have been tuning in every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time and have no idea what is going on, let me fill you in. It is a fake reality show, plain and simple. Kevin Hart thought it would be a great idea to make fun of the reality shows, but to make men a part of some of the scenarios and how they think it should be handled. It is great entertainment for the African American audience, but it also portrays positive images of the African American males. Now, many people are also confused about this show, mainly because it comes right on after The Real Husbands of Hollywood, which I thought was a horrible idea. It does not hold the same purpose as The Real Husbands of Hollywood. Therefore, people are having a hard time understanding the concept because they want it to be funny. The purpose of the show is to give insight into the second generations of the Wayans family and how they struggle to make it in Hollywood without using their already successful family members of Shawn Wayans, Marlon Wayans, Keenan Ivory Wayans, Damon Wayans, and Kim Wayans. But it also portrays the young African American male in a different light. 106 in Park has become the number one video countdown show on television. During the early development of BET programming, there were no shows that targeted the young black community. So this show focused on the music that young African Americans were interested in. and afforded the opportunity for them to vote their favorite video on the show. Many music artist guests appeared and gave the kids a chance to become closer to their favorite celebrities. Now, many African American celebrities from all industries guest star. Kids are able to come on the show and battle rap with other rappers and win. They have Twitter involved and more technology. Overall, it's just a fun show for African American youth to enjoy. Now, Rip the Runway is where black fashion meets music. The most popular artists perform music while upcoming fashion designers premiere their spring and summer collections. This fashion show not only shows you the hottest styles, but it also shows the creativity of African Americans when it comes to fashion. Some of the categories include swimwear, plus size, men fashion, shoes, and bags. But mainly, it's just to give you an insight into the African American culture and the way they see music and how they see fashion. Baldwin Hills was the Laguna Beach of BET. If you're not familiar with Laguna Beach on MTV, you should check it out. However, Baldwin Hills provided an insight into the lives of black kids whose parents were wealthy. This show lets you know that not all black people live in or necessarily came from the ghetto. It was a great insight into another side of African Americans, but I was not a huge fan. Another show that I thought was great was College Hill. This showed America that African Americans attend college too. College Hill was the real world of BET. I know everyone has heard or seen many of the real world seasons aired on MTV, so I won't go into further detail. However, College Hill gave an insight into how black students adjust to college life. If you had aspirations of attending college but was not sure if you would get there, this show gave you hope. I'm not sure how many seasons there were, but my favorite season was Class of 2008. But of course, people were concerned about the image of the universities and the students. But you can't deny that what was viewed on the show is what happened in actuality. The fact that there was a show that viewed college kids who were black gave hope to all youth in the African American community. Plain and simple. Now, back in the day, there were many comedy shows on television, and Comic View is the reason for a lot of success of many black comedians. There were many stand-up shows, but Comic View was a part of the platform that helped elevate many of the black comedians. Every year there was a new host, and they were all comedians. Some of the big names were Cedric the Entertainer, Don DC Curry, D.L. Hughley, some more, and J. Anthony Brown, just to name a few. My favorite comedian was Miss Laura Hayes, even though she had a very explicit language in the things that she talked about. I just loved her personality. She was amazing. Now, on the flip side, the BET Awards is the biggest award show that celebrates the African American community. Only the big names hosted the shows and had the chance to perform in front of their peers. It is the place where the artistic values and great abilities of African Americans are appreciated and celebrated the most. Only the best have stepped foot on this stage to perform, such as Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Erykah Badu, Alicia Keys, and many more. Some of the biggest stars in black entertainment were also hosts, such as Steve Harvey and Cedric the Entertainer, Monique, Will and Jada Smith, Jamie Foxx, Samuel Jackson, and Kevin Hart, just to name a few. There were also shows like the BET Honors that celebrated the same celebrities and many more that were entering the business. Black Girls Rock that celebrated African American women who were making a difference, including children. BET was involved in the community by having a BET college tour and adding gospel to the network with Bobby Jones Gospel and the singing competition Sunday's Best. At the end of the day, everything that BET does is to show the many roles that African Americans play in society, as well as in their families and culture, whether or not it's through a television show, or whether or not it's through a trend, or if they're promoting a movie. For example, Tyler Perry's Temptation just came out this weekend. Whether or not they're giving you news and updates, or they're giving you information through music. BET wants African Americans to know that they are aware of the issues that surround the black community and are working hard to cater solutions to those problems. No matter how the actions of the creators of the networks come off or came off originally, or what they are coming off as now, they all just want people to know that African Americans are real people with real issues, just like everyone else. But most importantly, no one has your back like BET. Hope you guys enjoyed my little insight into the BET brand, and thanks for listening.